I think when leaders learn to, and I'm going to use the VP as example, when they've learned to channel not only aid, but also they've learned to bring in people into governance. Sa tingin ko lalawak yan. Pero kasi pag tayo-tayo lang, and especially when people are very firm, they call it, meron silang hang up dun sa procedures that actually only serve those already in power, ay patuloy yung dynasty. But if there is a leader who breaks this open and then says that people in the communities, because we have existing structures that allow them to participate na, if there is a leader that ensures that these structures are used, then pwedeng makita ng tao na kakayanin pala natin, tayo na rin.
Isa-cite ko na rin na example yung in relation to what Inday said. Remember si Pinoy when during his inaugural, he spoke against the wangwang, against the use of the wang. And all of a sudden, walang wangwang sa gobyerno. LTO followed. The police followed. During the time of pag-assume ni President Duterte, may yung messages niya, yung mga kinagagalit niya, sumunod din yung mga nasa ibaba. So I think tama yun. Malaking influence ang leader of the country. Pero when people see their leader having a dynasty, of course, sa baba, you will see a lot of local dynasties in the provinces, in the cities. Kasi yung presidente mismo, it's a dynasty rin yung...
It's the head of a dynasty.
So, kailangan mag-lead by example. Malaking influence ang presidente sa legislation, especially.
For me, I think I've seen it, where I live in Cebu, a lot of youth engagement. There's a lot of energy poured into the campaign, not just for Robredo, but for the local candidates as well. There's a lot of brilliant, I think, ideas around. It's there. And going back to what we were talking about earlier, I think number one is if we're able to make it easier to fundraise from the community, to get smaller donations, and to be able to mount a viable challenge to these dynasties, and for people to realize that once that from their takeaway from this campaign should be that if we work hard at it, it's possible, and to not only focus on the national campaigns but also down to the barangays. I think a lot of the barangays themselves are their own little dynasties too.
Exactly.
And to get new faces into the barangays, and as we said earlier, that having a good leadership in the barangays is also important in order for the city to progress. So I think it's there. Looking right in starting in your backyard, I think is very important, and hopefully that will have a ripple effect all the way to throughout the nation.
I like the word that you use, Ryan. You start in your own backyard. Kanina Inday was saying about there's a mechanism for people or sectors to be represented in governance. It's actually in the local government code, and coincidentally, it was during Mayor Jessie Robredo's time in Naga na na-exemplify talaga paano yan maximize. Of course, in some areas na merong dynasties din, parang iniikutan na rin ito ng mga political families. Biglang yung asawa ni mayor ay may NGO, tas siya yung sectoral representative sa council. But yun yan, katulad din ng party list na ginagamit sa pag-extend ng dynasties, pwedeng ma-abuse yun, yung people's representation in the council. So, bantayan natin, and I think we will be more effective sa pagbabantay if it's in our own locality. Kasi man-to-man talaga yung bantayan natin.